This is Shauna calling back from Microcom Technologies. Looks like the product being
Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for joining today. Today's webinar will be with IgniteNet, and today's host is Tony. He is the Vice President of Channel and Business Development. He'll be presenting with us today, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to submit them in the question box, and Tony will answer them at the end of today's presentation. I'll read them off to Tony as I receive them at the end of the presentation. Tony, I am finished for now. Thank you very much for joining us today, and the floor is now yours.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for attending today's webinar. We're going to review IgniteNet's cloud-managed Wi-Fi products, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the new products that we just recently launched within the last couple months around 802.11 AC Wave2 technology. So we'll just jump right in. So IgniteNet's cloud controller is a web-based controller. It manages not just our Wi-Fi products, but all the different products in our product portfolio. So everything from indoor, outdoor Wi-Fi products to our MetroLink 60 gigahertz point-to-point and point-to-multipoint products, to a few wired access switch products that I'll show you just a couple of slides on later, and then a bunch of add-on applications in our marketplace. So we kind of took an approach like your cell phone, really, where you have a phone and it works great as a phone, but you add different apps to do different things. So with our cloud controller, you can add-on applications such as, retail marketing analytics type applications, where you go to sell a Wi-Fi solution to a retail store. You're not just selling a piece of hardware that gives customers Wi-Fi access. You're giving that retail owner the ability to do marketing to those clients that actually attach to Wi-Fi. And there's a lot of different examples of that in our marketplace. So those of you that don't have a cloud account with us, the cloud is free for the first 2 devices for life. So you can go to cloud.ignitenet.com and sign up and create a cloud account, and you can start playing around with the different features, and you can look at all the different add-ons and stuff from that app marketplace. But that marketplace won't be the focus of what we talk about today. The cloud is $99 a year is the MSRP price. So that's a flat fee. There's no additional fees for additional users. So this gets you an unlimited number of devices, basically. So the way it's broken down is 500 devices per site and then an unlimited number of sites. So if you imagine the cloud is a 3-tiered approach, you have a cloud main level, and then you have a site level, and that site level could be, let's say you do managed wireless services for hotels, and you have a Holiday Inn in Los Angeles, and you're having a Holiday Inn in Irvine. Each of those different locations would be a site, and then you'd have the ability to put 500 devices in each of those sites. The cloud controller, like I said, is a multi-level dashboard. It gives you, like I said, unlimited number of sites and then 500 devices per site. It has a really great, if those that haven't seen it should check it out. It has a really good graphical format ability. So the main dashboard will show you where all your different sites are. And then within a site, you could overlay a floor plan so you can put locations of where you've hidden access points, say if they're inside of drop ceilings or if they're behind, walls or whatever. You could put a floor map there so you can remember where those devices are if you ever need to change them or replace them or upgrade them. It also gives you a lot of live statistical information from each of the devices. It gives you information about the active clients and what that historical data is for each of those clients as well. So a lot of our customers are using the cloud in managed Wi-Fi scenarios where customers will call up and say their internet is slow, and then the WISP can go into the cloud and say, oh, your internet is slow because you have 3 of these devices and they're all downloading, whatever movies from the internet or whatever is taking up most of the bandwidth. So the cloud really helps you in troubleshooting support calls as well from a live, active client statistics information perspective. There's, again, some pictures of the cloud. I think that we get the point. So some of our new 802.11 AC Wave2 Wi-Fi products were just launched probably in the last 2 months. We launched low-end Spark. We launched high-end Spark indoor-outdoor product, and then just recently the new Sunspot indoor-outdoor product for Wave 2. And I'll talk about those in a little bit. For those that don't know, advantages of 802.11 AC Wave 2, higher capacity, right? So up to 2 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes with full duplex over the air of real throughput. What you're getting is 4 separate streams for multi-user MIMO and support for 160 megahertz channels. So really we're just getting higher capacity and higher throughput. The multi-user MIMO will support up to 4 streams at the same time. So allowing you to talk to 4 one-by-one clients, 802.11 AC clients at the same time, transmitting and receiving. And then up to 160 megahertz channel size support within the 5 gigahertz band means you'll be using 2 80 megahertz channels with different frequencies simultaneously. So again, the benefit of Wave 2 over Wave 1 would be this, up to 160 megahertz channel support and higher throughput. And beamforming is also a really nice feature of 802.11 AC Wave 2 for us. So it allows the access point to focus the antenna and RF signal toward a specific client instead of just broadcasting it out in a specific direction. So beamforming also included on all of our new 802.11 AC Wave 2 clients. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Spark Wave 2. So for those familiar with our legacy products, and I'll show you some of them a little later on, what we've done with these Wave 2 products is created an indoor-outdoor chassis. So you don't have to choose different products, whether you're going to put them, say, inside throughout a hotel or a business, or outside to cover a patio area or a courtyard. The same product will do both. It has an upgraded quad-core CPU. It'll give you about a gigabit of net throughput. And like I said, it's 802.11 AC Wave 2, so you get all legacy technologies, A, B, G, N as well. The Spark AC Wave 2 product is a 2x2 MIMO for the 2.4 radio and the 5 gigahertz radio. So it's a dual band concurrent, so it has 2 separate radios, one for 2.4 and one for 5 gig. It'll support up to 8 SSIDs per radio, so you can get 16 separate SSIDs on the entire device, 8 on 2.4 and 8 on 5. It has 2 gigabit copper ports, one for connecting to, say, the network as like an uplink port, and one if you want to add, a lot of people add like cameras. So if they're putting them outside, they have cameras and Wi-Fi located in the same spot. And this product is 802.3 AF PoE compliant, supported. The next product I'm going to talk about is the Spark AC Wave 2 Mini. So this is a much smaller version. So it's also dual band concurrent. So it has 2.4 and 5 gigahertz radios, but it's indoor only. And this one's target audience is like an MXU, like a multi-dwelling unit type application, like a hotel or apartment buildings, things like that, where you put one of these every 4 rooms in a hotel, so to speak. It also could be used as a wireless extender because it's USB powered. And again, it's the same basic design as the other one, but in a smaller indoor, compact compliant, compact chassis. It's also a 2x2 MIMO antenna technology for the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz radio. It has 1 gigabit Ethernet copper port and then 100 base T port. A little difference again from the Spark Wave 2 that we just talked about. And a much lower cost, I think, compared to the Spark 8 Wave 2 because it's indoor only. So really good product for multi-dwelling units, for small wireless applications where you just want to pop one up really quickly, or as a wireless extender. And then the Sunspot is the third new product that we just recently launched. This product is the AC 2600 802.11 AC Wave 2 product. So it's in the same indoor-outdoor enclosure as the Spark Wave 2 we just talked about. It has the same basic hardware as far as a quad-core CPU, a gigabit of net throughput, the two gigabit Ethernet ports. So hardware-wise, it's basically the same. But this product has a 4x4 MIMO antenna designed for the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz. And it's also 802.11 AT, AF, PoE compliant. So this would be more of a focused product for, SMB or enterprise type applications, outdoor courtyard areas where you can get up to 128 concurrent connections. So much higher end version than the Spark Wave2, and obviously more than the Spark Wave2 Mini. Some of the other products that we have that are also cloud managed, as I mentioned, are some access products, and these are 3 different switch products. So basically, we have an 8-port PoE switch, which is 8 gigabit ports and 2 fiber SFP uplinks. They're fiber 1 gig fiber uplinks. We have the Fusion Switch PoE, which is 24 ports of gigabit copper PoE, and it has 4 10 gigabit SFP plus uplinks. And then we have a Fusion Switch Fiber, which is 20 1 gig SFP fiber ports, and then 4 10 gig uplinks. So all of these switch products are also cloud managed. So the 8-port, the 24, and the fiber one. So when you're setting up your cloud and you're managing some local wireless network for somebody else, you're not just managing the access points, you're managing the switch devices as well from the same single cloud. There's another interesting product that doesn't get a lot of attention, and it's an outdoor switch product, but it's kind of a unique switch product. We call it the MeshLink, and what it is it's an outdoor, 4-port switch. It has a 1 N-base T 2.5 gig copper uplink port, and then it has 4 1 gig PoE ports. So those PoE ports are PoE output ports. And the uniqueness about this product is it has a DC power in port. And if you pin in 24 volts or 48 volts, you can get 24 or 48 volts PoE out of those PoE ports. So it can be used outdoors, not just for IgniteNet products, for anybody else's products where you're doing outdoor installations where you need 24 or 48 volt passive PoE out. The uniqueness about this product is it supports a bridging protocol called Trill. And Trill is kind of like spanning tree, where you create a redundant link in your network like a loop, but spanning tree technology would turn off one of those links so that there's no, logical loop in the network. What Trill does is it lets you actually use that backup path and creates a, shortest path routing within the network. So similar to spanning tree as far as, redundancy and data path redundancy, but Trill lets you use that backup path. It doesn't disconnect that backup path. So it's used mainly in data center switches for, fastest path routing of packets between virtual machines. And because of our parent company being Acton and our ability and our sister companies like EdgeCore Networks that do a lot of switching, we're able to take that Trill technology and build it into this bridge in an outdoor switch compliant case. So it's a really unique and interesting product if you're looking for an outdoor type switch product. And just quickly review some of our other 802.11 AC Wave1 products. These are still, these are still available. They've not been phased out. There's the outdoor Skyfire product, and this is an outdoor enclosed 5 gigahertz point-to-point, point-to-multipoint radio. There are different versions of this product that are either single or dual band concurrent, depending on what your needs were, and whether you use an internal antenna or a version with like SMA connectors so you can put on external antenna. The original Spark product is still available. This was a small square indoor access point. Again, there's a version that's a single, and then there are versions that are dual band concurrent, depending on what you're trying to do. There are no versions of this with external antennas. All the antennas are built in for this. The original Sunspot product, which was an AC 1200 version, 2x2 MIMO. This product is still available as well in single and dual band concurrent versions, depending on again, what your application needs were. And then the gateway product, and this is kind of an interesting product, and I think you will see a Wave 2 version of this one coming out probably in the next quarter or two. This was designed specifically for residential managed wireless. It's the same product as the Sunspot we just talked about, but put into a chassis with a 5-port Ethernet switch. Because a lot of home router type applications have multiple Ethernet ports now. And external antennas, believe it or not, because a lot of home residential users think that if they don't see an antenna, they don't have a good product and it doesn't have good reception. So it was basically built with external antennas just to appease, the mindset of some residential consumers. So we've sold a lot of these products throughout the world in that specific application of residential managed Wi-Fi. And that's my presentation. I hope I didn't talk too fast, but I'll answer any questions anyone has.
Thank you very much for that presentation, Tony. No, you were fine, and we enjoyed it very much. And yes, I do have some questions for you. Let's go ahead and get started here. You had mentioned about the cloud was free for the first 2 devices. So basically the question is, what's the cost per device after the first 2 free units?
Excellent question. Yeah, so it's free for life for the first 2 devices. And then you need to pay that $99, which is the annual license fee that goes from the 3rd device to an unlimited number of devices. So it's a one-time, it's an annual fee, but it covers every device over the 3rd and above.
Thank you very much. I have another question here for you. Is the cloud dashboard customizable?
So it's not customizable as far as moving things around and adding things to the dashboard that you want to see. But it is an excellent question because there's a version of the cloud that we call virtual private cloud. So it's what you could do is you could customize the URL. So it has your company name in the URL, and you can customize the branding of it. So it looks like, the colors are different and it has your logo instead of IgniteNet. And the reason being for that is so when you're setting up a managed wireless network and one of your customers, you can give them login access so they can change SSIDs or passwords if they wanted to. They would see your branding when they logged in and not IgniteNet. But that's the only real customization that's available. The dashboard itself can't be moved around with different parts in different places, no.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I've got a few more questions here for you. When selecting the 4 active streams, does it allow one to prioritize certain devices regardless of when they're logged on?
That's a really good question. I know that we have prioritization as far as client devices that are attached to the cloud. I don't know if it does that based on whether they're logged in or not. I'd have to get back to you on the question. Julie, if we can get the name of the person, and then maybe we can get them a specific answer afterwards.
No problem. We can certainly do that. Thank you. Can you give us an overview or the best way to contact IgniteNet for your support, maybe the hours of support that you offer for technical and maybe even customer service?
Sure. So there's a couple of emails. So if you haven't noticed, we just launched a new website. So the entire IgniteNet website is completely different now, and hopefully a lot more user, intuitive and a lot more information. But contacting support is a back-end ticketing system that's accessed via emailing support@ignitenet.com. And what happens is once you email them, a ticket is created and an engineer is assigned, and then you'll have a specific engineer that you could work with to ask pre-sales questions if you wanted to, or get post-sales support if you needed it. That same access would work for customer service as well. Let's say, for instance, if you had an RMA or you had a question about creating an RMA, you go through that same process. And the process is there just to create tickets, track the requests, and make sure everybody gets taken care of. So those are the best ways to access support and customer service.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next question here for you. Can you tell us more about the Spark AC indoor and outdoor? Can you go over that with us again?
I sure can. So the Spark AC 1200 Wave 2. So again, the chassis itself is an indoor-outdoor chassis. So I think it's and it has mounting options for whether you're mounting it onto a pole or you're mounting it onto a wall. But this product is a dual band concurrent AC 1200 Wave 2 product, and PoE compliant, up to 23 dBm output power, 2 gigabit LAN ports and 1 USB port. And the biggest part is the 2x2 MIMO on the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz radios. This product, again, if you want the data sheet for this product, you can go to IgniteNet.com and you can download the data sheet, or you can send me an email at tony@ignitenet.com if you have any other questions or or comments or anything about the product, or maybe I could share with you more details about it that way.
That sounds very good. Next question here for you. Are there any case studies comparing the AC Wave 2 and the Wave 2 Mini against competitor brands?
Well, sir, there are none available right now because the Wave 2 Mini and the Wave 2 products in general are basically new for us. So I think we shipped the Spark Wave 2 probably 3 months ago as the first Wave 2 option. So there's some plans. So when they're available, we'll post them to the website and to a public marketing drive where we keep a lot of collateral as far as photos and data sheets and things. So we can keep you updated on it, but there's none available today.
Thank you very much. Next question here for you. Do the managed switches come with the controller on the hardware already?
So that's a good question. So they come with an agent that lets them talk to the controller, right? Because the controller is web-based. So, but the software that comes with the switches does allow that connectivity between the web-based controller and the switch, yes. And the switches, and maybe I should mention this, so all of the products can be managed independently. They don't need the cloud controller at all. So it's not a traditional controller, hardware controller and dumb AP type application, right? If the controller is not being used, every device has its own, built-in GUI interface for configuration. The switches are full layer 2 managed switches with command line interfaces as well as a GUI for configuration. So nothing is dependent on the cloud, but they come with the software on the switches so they can be accessed from the cloud, yeah.
Thank you. A couple more questions for you. Next one here. Is there dual Ethernet ports on the Skyfire?
So there's dual Ethernet ports, but there's 1 gigabit copper port and 100 base T Ethernet port. There's not dual gigabit ports, if that was the question.
Thank you. Yes, it was. Last question here for you. Can you explain a bit more about Trill? Do other manufacturers have devices that use this too?
So I don't know if any other manufacturers do, let's say in the WISP or managed wireless arena. My guess is not. Again, we were able to get that technology because of our relationships with our parent company, Acton, and our sister company, EdgeCore, and put it into a switch. More information on Trill anything more than what I said would have to come from an engineer, which I'm sure you've all figured out I am not. But again, basically it's a routing protocol, kind of like meshing and creating loops in the network so that you can have a fastest path routing for packets at like a layer 2.5, and also have data path redundancy. So again, if you want to email me, I'd be happy to connect you with an engineer that can go over the details specifically about what it is and how it can help you in any certain application.
Tony, thank you very much. That was fantastic. We enjoyed the presentation and you're answering all of our questions. And thank you for everyone for attending today's webinar. If anyone has further questions for us, feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any of the products mentioned or shown today, they may be available to view at www.microcom.us. Please remember this webinar presentation has been recorded and we will upload it to our Microcom YouTube channel so it can be viewed again. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate your time and all your information today. We enjoyed it very, very much. Have a fantastic day.